Hey guys, welcome back. Today I decided to film a tutorial from home. I never film from home. I feel like everything I do is at the studio with Kino lights and professional cameras and all that good stuff. But today I just wanted to kind of take it back to how things started for me on YouTube, which was just me, myself, my camera with a little flip screen, which is what I'm doing today, in front of a big giant window. So no artificial lighting. Anyway, today I'm getting ready for work and I thought I would film one of the most requested videos, which is how to prevent under eye creasing. I feel like this is something that everyone struggles with no matter your age, and there are a few things that you can do to prevent it. So I thought I would just kind of give you guys the tips and hacks and then kind of fast forward the rest of the makeup. Number one, you want to make sure your under eyes are very hydrated. So definitely use an eye cream. I feel like a lot of people think that just because their under eyes crease, they have to avoid any sort of moisture underneath it so that it prevents the concealer from creasing, but it's actually doing the opposite. So I've talked about this before, but even when it comes to your skin, if you have oily skin, you have to use moisturizer, you have to use eye cream, because if you don't, your skin produces even more oils to compensate for that hydration that it's missing. So definitely put on an eye cream. I've already prepped my skin this morning, so I have my moisturizer on, my eye cream on. I use a very light and gentle eye cream just because I can't do anything like too hydrating. That's when I get, I think it's called Milia, the little white bumps underneath my eyes. So you can find a really lightweight eye cream just to put under the eyes. I can definitely recommend some in the description box below. But after that, you want to just go ahead and use your favorite concealer. Now, personally, I think it's best to use more of a lightweight concealer rather than like a creamy, heavy-duty, full coverage concealer, because you can use something and build your way up to whatever intensity that you want. And especially if you have like dark circles, then of course you need to use a corrector, and then it just becomes too many products. So I don't have dark circles, so I don't typically use a corrector. But if you do have dark circles, then use a salmon color corrector just underneath, very, very little, and just blend it with your ring finger. Don't use a brush just because your ring finger will really warm up the product and really soak it in. And then once you have your corrector on, you can then go into your concealer. So I don't have dark circles, so I'm gonna skip that step, of course, and I'm just gonna go ahead and start with my concealer. Today I'm gonna use my NARS Radiant Creamy and Custard. Sorry, this is so dirty and so old. I feel like I'm like running out of this shade. My shade is Custard. So I'm just gonna go ahead and apply a generous amount underneath my eyes, just like that. I'm just gonna, while I'm doing that, I'm also gonna conceal some of the other imperfections I've got going on. Here's my second tip. So definitely use a damp beauty blender instead of a kabuki brush, because what this is going to do is really soak in that product and blend it into your skin versus like leave the product on top of your skin. I feel like that's when creasing happens a lot more. So the way you want to use the damp beauty blender is by just pressing it onto your under eyes. So instead of dragging it, you just want to gently press it. And I just do it really quickly. Let's see if I can come closer. I have this autofocus on this camera, which is so amazing. Let me know if you guys like this setup and if you want to see more videos from my bedroom, because it's kind of nice to be by myself and film. Okay, so now that I have the first layer on, I feel like I need just a tiny bit more, especially on this guy, and just on the inner corners. So this is what I mean when I say build it up to whatever intensity that you want. As long as your concealer is buildable, I prefer that over just like a full coverage concealer, because again, you just can't really control how much product you put in certain areas. So like I like a little bit more product on the inner corners, but definitely more of a natural finish on the outer corners. So like I wouldn't put a second layer all the way. I would just put a tiny bit on the inner corners. I'm gonna put a little lip gloss on because I feel like my lips are so dry, and I'm using the Sona Cosmetics in Honey. I feel like this is my lip balm just because it has so many oils. I just put this whenever I feel dry. Okay, so tip number 3, and this is a really important one, is to use your damp beauty blender and then go ahead and dip it into the setting powder directly. So I got about that much. So now I'm just gonna gently set my under eyes. So instead of baking, as you can see, I'm sort of pressing that powder in again. I'm not letting it sit there for too long. And then lastly, I'm going to use like a fluffy eyeshadow brush, and I'm just going to kind of run that over because I don't want any powder stuck in between any creases. I just want to make sure that it's nice and blended. So as you can tell, my under eyes look really natural. I don't have any foundation on, and I feel like it just kind of like blends everything so seamlessly into the skin so that it almost looks like natural, your own skin. So anytime I do this, my under eyes definitely stay put. It doesn't crease as much. If I have too much makeup on, sometimes like my mascara will run or whatnot, but my under eyes will definitely stay put. So if you clicked on this video to watch how to prevent under eye creasing, then this is it. But if you want to see the rest of my makeup, then stay tuned because I'm just going to go ahead and get ready with you guys for work and do a little chatty get ready with me for the rest of the video. So basically I'm getting ready for work, and work has been so insane because we are getting ready to launch another product for Persona Cosmetics, and it has been really, really hectic planning and strategizing the launch, and then also just making sure the photos and the video turns out great, just like everything that goes into it. And I was on stories sort of talking about it because I was at my lab doing bulk submissions, and everyone was like, what is a bulk submission? And so I was like, do you guys want to know what a bulk submission is? Should I make like videos a little bit more of a behind the scenes of how to sort of like run a makeup brand and what goes into product launches? And I want to say it was like a 93% said yes, they wanted to see it, which was so incredible because at first I was like, I don't know if people have interest. Like I think that most people just want the finished goods, but I think that I was totally wrong, and people definitely want to see the behind the scenes and learn more about what goes into making a product and like launching a product. So that gave me a really good idea. I'm thinking of starting a new series on this channel where I just kind of like do a sit down talk about everything from, you know, product development to strategy meetings to socials to everything that you guys want to learn, and you can implement it to any other business. Of course, it doesn't have to be just beauty. And I feel like I wanted to do this for a really long time, which is why I started the Makeup and Mimosas series, which I've only done one video in that series, so I'm trying to, you know, get people to come on my channel and talk about their businesses and their struggles. I'll link the first one down below. It was something that I did with Anna from Dose of Colors, so in case you guys are interested, I will link that below. But I'm just really stoked that people want to learn more, so stay tuned because I am planning on doing this, and I want to do it with KB because obviously he runs Persona with me, so it's not like I'm a one-person operation, of course, and we have a small team, so it's a startup. So I think it'll be kind of nice to just get him on too because he does a lot for all of the behind the scenes that you guys don't see. So that's one of the things that's been going on, and I've just kind of been thinking about doing just to like change things up a bit. By the way, because I'm chatting, I'm going to link all the products that I use in the description box so that it's not distracting, I guess, as I'm talking because I can't multitask for the life of me. So the other thing that I wanted to chat about is how I've been sort of struggling with time management, and I'm trying to figure out a good balance and like how to manage my time properly, because obviously so much goes into building a brand new company, and I feel like all of my time is dedicated to either Persona or this, like my passion, which is sharing content with you guys. So between filming for my YouTube channel and keeping up with all the social media platforms like Instagram and now TikTok and all of that stuff, I feel like time management is something that I really struggle with, and I'm trying to be better at sort of dividing my tasks and conquering it, because sometimes I'll be doing one thing and then be pulled into another thing and just kind of like throws off my balance and throws off my kind of groove of what I was doing. So I'm just trying to figure out a better way to time manage. If you guys have any tips on that, please let me know. And then, as you guys know, the whole Kobe accident has been just so incredibly sad and just has been really depressing for everyone in LA, I feel like, but KB just took it so bad. I feel like we were all really sad, but he is still struggling with it so much because he idolized Kobe. He was such a huge fan, and we would always make jokes like, if you had to pick a dinner date, would it be me or Kobe? And he'd be like, Kobe, of course Kobe. And you know, we would just like always joke about that because he just loved him so much and like looked up to him so much that I feel like it was just so hard on him. Anyway, so he's still kind of struggling with it. He's still trying to cope with what happened, just like all of us. But I feel like LA has been so sad. Like you can feel the energy everywhere, especially downtown because that's where we're based. But between that and this whole coronavirus, I'm like, what is going on in this world? Because I went to Whole Foods yesterday and I feel like at least 10% of people there were wearing face masks. And I'm like, what is happening? Like people are scared of this virus because I think as of now, there have been 5 cases in the US. And so that's just, to think about that is so scary. So yeah, that's been also freaking me out a little bit. But besides that, I've just been really focused on this next launch and trying to make sure that everything goes smoothly, you know? I'm just so excited. I'm gonna do like a really natural look today because we're actually doing another photo shoot today and this is gonna be the product shoot. So we've already shot the models and now today we're shooting the product, the actual product. Sorry, I can't mention what the product is just yet, just because we have worked so hard on sort of like a launch strategy and how to introduce the product, and I don't want to like spoil it. And the girls have all been working so hard, so I don't want to be the one kind of like ruining their hard work. But stay tuned because I will make a video about what it is very soon. So I recently posted something on Instagram about change and just like evolving as a person, because I feel like when I started YouTube, that was about, what was it, like 6 or 7 years ago. So it was a really long time ago, and I feel like I was in such a different place in my life. I lived with my parents, I had a daytime job, I had a weekday job, I should say, and then I had the weekend to play with makeup and to just really get creative. And I feel like my passion was definitely beauty, and that's all I cared about. I wasn't like cooking or doing anything like that because I lived at home and my mom cooked and my mom did my laundry. She spoiled us. And so I really wasn't into any of that stuff until, you know, I got married and I have my own place now, and I just like discovered cooking and I just am so in love with it. And I feel like so much has changed since that first YouTube video. And it's just been really nice to also share, you know, that part of my life with you guys, mostly on stories. I hardly do anything like that here just because I feel like because this is more of a beauty channel, like people don't respond as well to like other types of videos. But I did upload what I eat in a day, and surprisingly a lot of you guys really enjoyed it. So maybe I'll do more like what I eat in a day or just like healthy recipes, but I'm trying to keep more of like the lifestyle stuff on my Instagram and just keep this more about beauty because I don't know, I feel like people really enjoy makeup tutorials here. This is like my go-to makeup look. Just a little bit of eyeliner around the outer corners. I'm just gonna curl my lashes. I'm gonna apply some mascara. By the way, if you guys have any business related questions, please leave them in the comments below because I am planning on filming this series very soon and I want to make sure that I answer all of your questions. And you don't even have to be starting a business to be interested in that type of content. It could just be about growing and you know, like learning more about the industry and how things are made. I feel like, I don't know, I personally find that kind of stuff very interesting and I watch so many videos on that, and I also listen to so many podcasts. I'm like obsessed with podcasts. The lips are already done, but I'm just gonna top it off a little more. So this is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you want to see next in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell on your way out. Bye! Throw it, whatever, high cream, go to work or what? Okay, one more time. Wait.